Welcome to 100% of Escape from Duckov. Yes, this is Tarkov, but with ducks. And my friend, as you may or may not know, this game is absolutely phenomenal, breaking top-selling charts on Steam like it's nothing. But it also broke my social life, because not only is this game jam-packed with impossible RNG quests, it also hits you with brutal setbacks every time you die. We've got achievements that demand absurd dedication, like becoming a millionaire, finishing entire questlines unrelated to the main story, and transforming a car into a working spaceship, just to finally escape from Duckov. And last but definitely not least, you have to complete the entire skill tree and unlock all 4 endings. Now there was one tiny location called the Storm area that pushed me to levels of rage I didn't even know I was capable of. This, my friend, is the most insane 100% I've ever done. Tears have fallen, screams have been screamed, and way too many all-nighters have been pulled. Oh, and before I forget, the game has full Steam Workshop support, offering great tools to help you on your journey. But of course, I didn't allow myself to use any of them, so all I can ask from you now is to please enjoy. Please game, please game, please game, please game, no! Our journey started off by being greeted to a pretty familiar screen. As we hit new game, we can choose between difficulty settings, and for now I'll go with balance, so I at least have a fighting chance. Long ago, there was a distant planet on the brink of collapse. We must survive. And just like that, welcome to the world. We talk to this strange being who tells us that it's all a dream. He asks if we remember what we look like, and lets us create our very own duck. I gave mine a nice tint of blue, a beautiful head shape, and eyes no other duck could compete with. After fiddling around with all the crazy sliders and customization options, I created Artico, a beautiful duck. Just look at that duck. The being doesn't seem to be impressed though, but no matter, we can finally wake up. An intercom crackles to life, asking if we're awake. Someone's been watching us for days. He has a bold plan, but he needs our help to put it into motion. To prove ourselves, we must escape this place. So we move out and grab a carrot. Then in the next crate, oh baby, a TT-33 pistol with some bullets and a cocoa milk. That's exactly what Artico needed. Up ahead is a guard. I gun him down and get the first blood achievement. I loot his stuff and take down a few more enemies, head outside and reach the extraction point. We extract successfully and earn the Escape Artist achievement. Welcome to our bunker. I talked to Jeff, he handles logistics. Everything else, well, that's on us. Here's our storage warehouse. Over there's the construction panel where we can build or dismantle facilities. The vending machine lets us buy supplies or sell junk we don't need. This thing here, the enhancer, boosts our abilities, though at a small cost. And finally, the exits, you know, for when you want to actually leave the bunker. Jeff gives us 2 quests, build a workshop and kill an enemy and extract from ground zero. Of course, I accept both. I check out the vending machine, not much of interest yet, so I stash some loot in the warehouse. Down here, we can visit different locations using tickets and even sacrifice feathers. Ho, this is going to be an epic completion. I also find a broken car nearby, but enough messing around, it's time for our first raid. We get the fresh air achievement and Jeff informs us that we can either head back to the bunker from here or look for the green smoke if we're deep in the wild. So it's off to scavenging, and I'm looting my absolute ass off while staying vigilant for any threats. And yeah, it doesn't take long before I'm already in a firefight. I couldn't even finish looting one guy before I was already shooting at the next. Cannot really tell you if they had good loot or not, but I do know I need wood, so I'm happy. Also, there's this little duckling that's been following me the whole time. Don't ask why, don't know how, but I kinda like him. Now with this tiny backpack, I have no clue what to keep and what to toss, so I decided to head back, and upon returning, I unlocked the newcomer achievement. A message pops up saying that it's 10 o'clock and it's dangerous and maybe I should get some rest. Anyway, I complete one quest and then another, because I just constructed the workbench, where I also learned a blueprint for the PM pistol. We can even upgrade the workbench, though at a cost, of course. I stash most of my stuff and accept even more quests and buy myself a bigger backpack. Jeff now wants us to fix the northern signal tower with a flathead screwdriver. So I head out and do that, but immediately get chased by a guy with an AK. Somehow I outplay him and stumble upon a trader selling some really nice gear. Sadly, I'm broke, so I move on. I do find a letter from an old friend, another one of Jeff's objectives, so I bring that back, turn it in, and accept even more construction quests. Looks like it's time to start hunting down all of these items. While I'm out here gathering all these items I need, I realize thankfully you can mark quest items. They show up with a little heart next to them, which is stupidly useful. I managed to find some pretty solid loot, waddle my butt back to base, wrap up a few quests, and enhance my first skill, Backpack Expert. Might as well grab a steady shot and a wide view too. Can't hurt, right? Unfortunately, I'm still nowhere near building anything new yet, so it's nap time. After some rest, I head back out into the big, beautiful open sky to keep scavenging. About 2 minutes into the run, I actually find the screwdriver. Next plan, make my feathery self over to that lighthouse. Before I reach it, I rebuild a bridge and take down some enemies on the other side. We'll revisit this area later, but for now I head into a little gym shack and meet Mutt. He sees great potential in us and says he wants to teach us body training. It makes us stronger and smarter, so yeah, more quests. Our first task? Bring him a duck egg for nutrition, of course. So I head back out and fix the signal tower. Once I'm back at base, I finish up a few tasks and start some new ones. I managed to build the medic station and buy a duck egg from the vending machine. After upgrading the workbench and completing a chain of quests, I unlock Backpack Expert 2. And I noticed something new. Apparently, we can unlock talents later on. Very sick. I headed back to Mud to give him his egg, and now he wanted soda crackers, you know, for the carbs. So I kept exploring the world of Duckov, hoping to find some crackers. I was finding some great loot, but crackers? No. Until this random miscellaneous box blessed me, and finally we could make Mud happy again. Well, happy until he decided to also wanting some cigarettes. Not really the best thing for someone into fitness, but okay, Mutt, whatever you need. I had to extract first, though. I was overweight, dragging an expansion crate behind me. No clue what it did, so I just stored it for later. I built the armor shop and got the fully armed achievement. Here we can buy armor and even a much better backpack. Also, I discovered my latex skin eliminator thingy is worth 16,000 buckaroos. Insane, but something tells me it's important, so I'm holding on to it. I researched survival instinct, gun mastery, and quick reload and bought the red band cigarettes Mutt wanted. With that, his nutrition nonsense was finally done. Now he wanted to build a gym in our own bunker. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. What was a bad idea though was me wanting to cross this bridge, because as they say, curiosity killed the cat. But come on, this could have been huge, and it was! This place meant business, serious combat and serious loot. I even found a locked loot room that required a specific keycard. There's definitely some insane stuff to find here. Eventually, I ran into some suspicious looking mercenaries, and then Pato Chapo waddles up and guns me down with his AK-47. Our first boss encounter wiped me out. So I quickly geared up again and checked if my loot was still retrievable in this game. And luckily it was. But getting back wasn't easy, because I died again. This time my latest death replaced the previous one, meaning I lost a fortune in items. It was time to regroup, regear, and plan out the best strategy to take down this Pato son of a gun. Once I was ready, I offered 8 of my 16 fading feathers and got a totem of perception. Basically, it's gambling, and I'll save the rest for the big 80 feather prize. I built a gym, officially adding Mutt to our bunker, and earned the fitness coach achievement. I did some research with him since it was free, and apparently we can boost everything else using specific foods, also free of charge. Thankfully. Oh, and of course, Mutt has a bunch of extra quests for us. But right now it's time to take that son of a duck down. He shall not stand in our way. Our soldier Artico will put him out of his misery and ransack that camp once and for all. And of course, we got fucking blown up the very second I killed one of his guards. Loving this already. Luckily, I recovered my loot and didn't back down. Instead of rushing into the main base again, I scouted around and managed to clear an obstacle, which let me extract back to base, but also spawn inside their base later, directly into the danger, of course. Still, this was huge. I could just hop in and out of their hideout whenever I want. But that tough duck Pato Chapo was still alive, so focus mode was on. And I technically had him. He killed me, sure, but I still got the Overlord of Ground Zero achievement, because his health was just 1 and he bled out. Thankfully, I retrieved all my loot just by being patient. I wrapped up a quest for the armory dude and got back to base, safe and sound. Did some more research, checked on a few critical items we desperately needed, and waited out the 24-hour storm. Not worth risking a run during that. Once the storm cleared, I went on a cheeky little supply run, and it went surprisingly well, and I came up with a new idea. Dynamite! I had 1 stick, and that thing had to deal massive damage to Pato Chapo, right? No! The dynamite does basically 0 damage! And I fucking died, of course I did. I immediately went back to recover my loot though, and somehow I pulled it off. But I wasn't done. I had one more plan. Kill his henchmen and loot their gear, extract, so I went in again, and this time, I absolutely cooked. I took down his henchmen, looted their camp, beamed down Pato Chapo himself, grabbed his gear, mowed through the rest of his goons, stumbled out, extracted, and came home with a mother load of loot. It honestly felt like a dream. Specifically, a wet one. And the good news kept rolling in. I also built a weapon shop, unlocking the arms dealer achievement. I upgraded my storage, accepted a quest from our new weapons dealer, and admired my brand new decked out assault rifle. Oh yes, oh, now this is putting a smile on my face. Now for dopamine purposes, I did go on one more run to take down Pato Chapo again, and he killed me. So, you know. But I got my gear back, so it's fine. So, time to stop being cocky and focus on missions. I was out gathering items for all those beautiful specific quests, and yeah, they're far from easy. Things were going both bad and good, constant ups and downs. Until I took down Pato Chapo again, and he dropped his factory access card. So I extracted first, grabbed the head protection and the eagle eye enhancements, and then made my way toward the gate, where I ran straight into the Mana Light boss. I beamed him down, earned the Do You Believe in the Light achievement, and finally opened the factory gates. In sight, well, some rare loot, but not all too useful. The ammo was great, but couldn't be researched, so there's not much I could do with it. The shortcut I found earlier, the one that drops me right into the base, came in handy again. I used it to drop Pato once more and grab some extra sweet gear. Now I found a small workbench where I could dismantle items, so I broke down my bullets for gunpowder I needed for a quest and dismantled the phone for electronic parts. Then I came across a grey house that needed a key and gunned down some dudes casually rocking tier 4 armor. Back at base, I finally managed to tick off a bunch of quests and turn in items, sold some junk and realized the keycard doesn't get consumed when you open doors, which makes it even more useful than I thought. Upgraded my view and even upgraded my dog's backpack capacity, cause yes, my dog turns out he can actually stash items in his little inventory slot to reduce my own carry weight, which I only realized during last run. Plus, when I die, I keep the items that were stashed on my dog, so that's phenomenal. And now it's time to build a teleporter, where we can travel to different areas. But first, we need to activate the beacon. The first one's at the road camp. So I head there and realize road camp is literally Chapo's base. Didn't even connect that. Naturally, I did what I do best. Absolutely wiped out the entire area, activated the beacon, and came across a safe that needs a key. After extracting, I finished a few more quests and can now teleport to ground zero. Next up, activate the warehouse beacon. I also built the tech center, unlocking the tech expert achievement. No quests yet, but hey, progress is progress. Sold the graphics card and got the self-made success achievement. Then expanded my warehouse because, well, of course I did. So, it's time to activate the warehouse beacon and extract from that zone. I blasted open a wall with my dynamite and found some insanely rare loot, like holy shit level tier loot. I also reached the warehouse entrance, but it warned me there'd be no return once I entered, so I wasn't dumb. I went back to base first. Geared up with my best of the best, offered exactly 80 feathers and got a ton of totems instead of just one, so yeah, it's basically just a bulk open. I got an immune to bleed totem, one that heavily increases stamina, and a few rare ones that aren't too useful, and the rest, well, I sold it instantly. But now it's time to enter the warehouse. We get the warehouse area achievement and immediately realized I was surrounded by much stronger enemies. Pato's goons were patrolling this area and I wasn't sure if I'd even survive long enough to find that beacon. But the loot. Insane. Weapons hidden in toolboxes, even tier 5 helmets. This place was chaos. And then it got worse. Night fell and spiders came out. As grenades flew and chaos erupted, I was fighting for my life. And now, don't ask me, but somehow I managed to take down the robot spider, loot everyone and find cover. And by pure luck, I stumbled upon an extraction point right next to the beacon. Every last prayer imaginable was answered. I made it out alive with the craziest haul yet and unlocked permanent access to the warehouse. Huge moment. Now I also built a disassembly station back at base, expanded storage with that small expansion crate, and of course, went right back to the warehouse area. Now to my surprise, the blue original ducks were also roaming this area, and same for the red crazy ones. They weren't much stronger, but they came in noticeably bigger groups. One of them dropped an AK that did 4 more damage than my AR, so yeah, I'm switching that immediately. Extracted again with another big haul, finished up a quest and expanded the warehouse even more. Try and stop me, baby. Upgraded my backpack capacity and prepared for the next raid. At the far end of the warehouse map lies the Western Factory, and I can feel there's a boss waiting there, just like the camp. Sure enough, I catch a glimpse of the speed group commander for half a second before the entire universe starts gunning me down. It is a brutal fight, dodging bullets, throwing grenades, and barely holding on. Somehow, I take him down, got the speed group commander achievement, looted his electrified MP7, and mopped up the rest of his squad. Then I dragged my battered up, starving, dehydrated duck self all the way to the back of the facility, blew up some rocks, and opened a path to Farmtown. We'll check that out later though. I was one hunger bar away from death after the longest walk of my life. I made it out alive. Back at base, I finished up a quest for the armory guy, upgraded the body protection, and headed out again to fix the safe house power supply. But before I got there, I met Lorden, who tried to snipe me down. Bad idea. I gunned him down, earned the Judgment on Lorden achievement, and grabbed this VPO sniper, our very first sniper rifle. After fixing the power supply, I stocked up and got out there safely, checked in with Jeff, and he needed 3 MF blueprint fragments and wanted me to scout out every possible entrance to the warehouse area. Before heading out again, I sold a few items, leveled up gun control, steady shot, and eventually gun mastery. We're becoming one hell of a duck soldier. Now the tech dude Xiaoming is giving us new quests, so we head out on yet another raid. My main loot objective now is keys and keycards, anything that can get me through those locked doors I've come across in previous runs. Right now, I need the mechanical key for a quest, and even though I came back with some nice loot, I did not really make any quest progress, so I had to lock in. Turns out I could just buy the mechanical key from the vending machine, so yeah, that makes retrieving the pocket watch 10 times easier. Now this truck I had to open was on ground zero, so while making my way through the original field, I also brought the grey house key to finally check out that place, and yeah, it had absolutely nothing special. Still hadn't done that dumb pocket watch mission though, so I stalled it again because I could now build an ATM. After that, I finally grabbed the pocket watch out of the truck. But I didn't head back just yet. I felt like grabbing a little bit more loot. That couldn't hurt, right? And it definitely didn't, because my god, I came back with a haul and finished up a few new quests. With everything going smooth, new skills from Mutt and the overall enhancer, I was pumped to head back out. Now before going out, I finally built a kitchen, granting me the Air Force Commander achievement. The dude there wants me to return to ground zero, and since Xiafir also wanted that, I knocked both quests out in one go. After taking down Chapo again, I extracted with yet another solid haul, finished up the quests and started new ones, sold items and upgraded my storage even more.
Are you sure about that?
But I still had more quests to do in ground zero, so they weren't super exciting, but I got them done in a decent time, except for the cut off my profits one. That one just refused to complete, even though I swear I've headshotted enough scavengers to wipe out an entire army. So yes, I was about to keep hopping in and out until... Oh, okay, well, it popped. Okay, well, to celebrate, I headed to the warehouse area real quick for some loot, and with real quick, I mean an entire Duckov day, because I was barely hanging on to life half the time. Still, I made it out alive, organized supplies and finished and accepted new quests and built a key registration device. This thing is a game changer. I can now register a key once and never have to bring it into raid again. That means I can open any door that key unlocks as long as I've extracted with it at least once. Now, my next raid was set to be a big quest completer. My goals were to finish the warehouse route, find a weapon blueprint, locate the safe key, mark 2 new cargo containers, stash 3 water bottles at the marked spots, kill a mercenary with a wooden stick. Yes, that's an actual quest, and also find the fishing spot for our new guy Vogo. So let's do this thing. And off I went, supplies in hand, quests all lined up. First, I stashed all the 3 water bottles, and while doing that, I also found the final blueprint piece. Then I went to the fishing spot, took down a mercenary with a melee weapon, marked the 2 yellow containers, and finally blew up the wall on the far south side for the last factory entrance. By then, night had fallen, and I was running for my life toward the nearest extraction point, but luck was finally on my side. I found a little cabin containing the safe key, a very important one we needed back in ground zero. So I finished up all my quests, starting with Mutz, which granted me the Berserker achievement. Then I wrapped up a few more, accepted Jeff's new quest, which he wants us to head to Farmtown and activate the beacon there, and kill Pato Chapo again using the MF weapon. Oh, and Orange, the arms dealer, wants us to check if his old demolition expert is still alive, somewhere in a greenhouse, so yeah, there's a lot to do. I also started some physical training research with Mud, got my keys registered, and prepared to open that safe with, yes, the actual key. Since it cannot be registered, it has only a couple of uses, so survival was non-negotiable. The MF challenge wasn't too hard, though. I mean, at this point, I've become a Duckov god. Pato Chapo is child's play, my brother. After killing him, I got the Grinder Sharpshooter achievement for taking him down 10 times. Inside the safe, I found the navigation system blueprint, which is one of the first parts we need to build a spaceship. And to top it all off, I found the homemade honey from Mutt's long-running quest, plus his leg pain medicine. Everything was coming together beautifully. Now with more quests to complete in the warehouse area, I geared up, locked in, and got ready to absolutely dominate my favorite location so far. And while doing these quests was once again just a matter of patience. If you stay vigilant, play your cards right, and don't turn around like a duck without a head, then yeah, these are actually doable. And to my surprise, They're not tedious at all, they're fun quests. I never got that, same thing all over again feeling, which, dare I say, is pretty impressive for games nowadays. Now what I found during this raid wasn't just quest completions, but also, as far as I'm aware, the best possible backpack in the game. So that's pretty phenomenal. I didn't complete an insane amount of quests, but I did earn the Red Cap White Stalk achievement. After a good handful of finished quests, I went out again for more warehouse missions. But my god, this run was huge! The loot, the quests, the keys, everything about it was amazing, and I couldn't complain for a second. With a pile of quests done, I was planning to head to the farm town next, but first I went downstairs to gamble a bit and swapped my immunity to bleeding for the sturdy totem, letting me carry 20% more weight. Now I just had to take down a few more mercenaries with a Glock and kill Pato Chapo twice with my SKS. Now before finishing that Pato quest, I earned the Survivor achievement, and after that I finally built the Black Market contact point, unlocking buy orders where people pay way more than regular shops. Plus, I could browse their listings for rare stuff, which might turn out to be really valuable later. One downside, it refreshes every 6 hours in real time, so yeah, daily login type of thing now, but don't you worry, my friend, what I sacrifice for content is far greater than what I've ever invested in my own personal life. So of course I'm locking in on that black market grind. I at least finished my Potter quest, but now I need to kill Lorden with an STG. Fun fact, I don't have an STG, and nobody sells me one, so I guess I'll stop stalling. So, Farm Town. To get there, I had to make my way through the warehouse area first, and during that, I found the cellar key and the level 1 JLab certificate. So you know damn well where I was heading. To the south of the ravine to check the cellar out. Once I got to the cellar, I geared up with a gas mask. Now the right side required a cellar crossroad key, and the left needed a cellar fence key, but also discovered another exit leading straight into the western factory. After finishing that quest and the courier quest, I finally entered Farm Town, unlocking the Farm Town achievement. Now it was time to lock in those eyeballs of mine to find that beacon, but holy fucking hell, this map is massive, like stupidly big. Luckily the beacon was right there, right next to the entrance, so that was great. That really helped out. I was able to open up a few doors with the keys I registered earlier. The loot wasn't a huge jump from the warehouse, unlike the big leap from ground zero, but still slightly better. And I assume the deeper I go, the better it'll get. Now, about the enemies, yeah, they definitely leveled up. Not only do the regular birds spawn in much bigger groups now, but there's also a far more stronger variant that's way more tactical, actually using cover and their surroundings. They're marked with this little star above their head. So that loot better skill up soon, otherwise I don't even know why I'd even go to Farm Town besides doing all the stupid amount of quests I'm probably gonna get on here. Anyway, I came across Mr. Missile. That's Missile without the double S, and the dude blasted me with a fucking rocket launcher. After finishing another quest, I unlocked the Porter achievement, and thankfully I had activated the beacon, so retrieving my supplies was possible. But did I actually retrieve them? Yeah, I did. Yeah, of course I did. Right after that, died again. Oh, yay! Yeah, Farm Town might as well be a living disease at this point. I'm already losing my mind on that map. But I got my stuff back. Up now, Mr. fucking Missile game again. Oh, yeah, you know. Thank you for coming along, pal. You absolute piece of fucking garbage. Back to Farm Town, yippee farming. Oh, I'm farming the living hell in my goddamn sanity. Luckily, I did manage to get my gear back, just to be killed by the fucking school bully. So once again, I'm trying to recover my shit. And you know, something totally new for a change. But I finally made it to an extraction point, and that stupid grin on my face. You'll just have to imagine it, because, well, it looks something like this. And to top it off, I unlocked another achievement, being the Mega Warehouse, and I also equipped this Survivor skill, which cuts my speed in half, but gives me bonus health and just a little bit of armor extra. Totally worth a shot. Now, what is pretty great about unlocking the farm is that, surprise, surprise, I also have to do quests there. Oh, fantastic. My first big task, filling up a plastic barrel with storm samples. So off I went, armed with my handy dandy storm resistance injectors, ready to fill up a tank. But before I even got there, I ended up finding a damn arcade machine. I did manage to kill it though, earning the Star of Peace fake achievement, which I'm guessing means it was a knockoff machine. Anyway, I still had to fill up the tank and get out of there before the storm ate me alive. As I was closing in on the extraction points, your good fellow Artico fucking died. Yeah, and how, you ask? Not even the game itself knows. Luckily, my loot wasn't eaten by the storm, so I retrieved it and started looting again, getting absolutely stacked. Like, RPG insane loot, quest items. I actually thought for a second the game was going to some distorted duck with a questionable name just walked in and killed me instantly. That's totally fair, absolutely balanced. So yeah, back to the fun part, hunting for my loot again. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even having fun anymore. I was only like 41% done with the whole game, and I was seriously considering jumping off a bridge. Just considering though, because you're watching this video. I didn't actually do it. Still thinking about it. So back on track, I got my stuff back after hours of back and forth dying and looting. At least my black market refreshed, and I pulled out decent pile of stuff actually. A fence key, I'll take it. And then I had the totem gambling table again. First roll was mid, second was mid, so I changed strategy. Swapped to max HP plus 15 and agile, giving me 10% extra movement speed, which doesn't sound too shabby. Headed back to the ground zero, sold a bunch of weapons and totems, made a solid 32k out of it, and grabbed 2 large first aid kits. Small victories. And as much as I hate it, I've got a mountain of quests waiting at Farmtown. Time to slap on those gamer glasses, cause it's live or die, my friend. And if you're watching the Article channel, you already know we don't stop until we hit that 100%. So I started grinding through those quests. Nothing major at first, but hey, progress is progress. The problem, every quest sends me to a completely different corner of the map. One wants me at the pharmacy, the next at the supermarket, and then another one at the goddamn nuclear power plant. This map is ridiculously big. I took down a boss named Shotgunner and didn't even drop me an achievement, but he did drop a pretty sweet shotgun that I'll probably never use. At least the pharmacy quest got checked off. And guess who decided to show up again? MRMISIL. Yes, Mr. Motherfucking Missile. But this time, he could shove that big-ass RPG straight up his feathery fucking ass. I gunned him down and snagged another RPG, some ammo, and body armor I have been needing for ages. Next up, the supermarket, but of course the security asshole was guarding it. Took him out, because I'm the GOAT, and then he dropped nothing. Not even an achievement. The one upside with the supermarket cleared is I was finally able to grab all the quest items I needed, including the console part for the video game console. That's right, we're playing a game within a game before you know it, but we still need a controller and a video game cartridge, and actually 3 to be exact, but that's a problem for the future. Before wrapping up, I made some upgrades in the enhancement section. Sadly, it meant sacrificing my best backpack, but hey, progress demands sacrifice. Now for one insane fucking mission from Xiaoming, we had to head to the chemical plant to find that circulation unit. Because that Xiaoming motherfucker won't shut up about it. But of course, I got sidetracked, scooped up a ton of loot, only to get killed by shit! Yeah, shit killed me. Game of the year. Went back to retrieve my gear, ended up pushing through the office building, and even managed to kill the fly captain, earning the Insect Nemesis achievement. But at what cost? Because before I could extract, I got absolutely sandwiched by God knows how many ducks, and lost everything. And with everything, I mean everything. Best armor, weapons, quest items gone. Practically unrecoverable loss. Like genuinely, how the fuck am I supposed to recover off of this? But you know what's the worst part? That there's no time to sulk. I had to grab the backup gear and just keep grinding. The quests won't complete themselves. It must be done. So off to Fucklands again, straight to the chemical plant this time. I did manage to retrieve my other body, which still had some loot, but none of that really good stuff I actually needed. And guess what? Yes, my friend, guess who came to the chemical plant without a gas mask? This guy. And guess who bloody fucking died? Yeah, that's me. And for one final guess who doesn't even own a gas mask anymore because he died with it 2 raids ago, you got it, this dumb fucking idiot. So now I'm basically doing every single quest but the chemical plant, the one mission I've been trying to complete this whole damn time. I was genuinely losing my mind. You have no clue how insane I was getting in my room playing this game, losing everything, making 0 progress. I really shouldn't do any live streaming. But hey, I finally made it out alive with my gear intact and started planning the next batch of tasks. And well, something good did come out of that. I built myself a Bitcoin miner, earning the passive income achievement. Since I only had one graphics card, it started producing coins, but it definitely needed more. It takes 24 real hours to generate. Holy shit, that's long. And a little bit of inside information, they're only worth around like 8,000 coins, so it's really shit. Back over in the warehouse area, I realized I was missing the official sniper quest, the one where I've got to kill Lorden again with an STG, plus mercenaries with a bison. Comes a small little problem, I don't own a bison, so yeah, it's just time to focus on other stuff again. Probably over at my favorite location of all. I was running the Berserker talent this time. Normally it's used for melee since it decreases weapon damage with 25%, which is not great, but the speed boost makes up for it. Anyway, fun raids, not much happened, ran out of ammo, and extracted. So, to actually start making progress and stop dicking around, because that's enough of that. I combined quests with the Berserker setup, running around with the Glock, or as they call it in Duckov, the Glick. I was sprinting across the map, hunting for keys, and for once, actually getting stuff done. Managed to finish a bunch of warehouse quests, basically clearing that area. Also crafted myself a gas mask, got the recipe and built it before finishing the warehouse section. Then, while wrapping things up, I ran into the poopy head again, wiped his ass across the goddamn floor, and got the poop shit gun. Yeah, that's the name. It's called the poop shit gun. Listen, I'm not losing too many brain cells. It was 3 AM when I found this thing. At least I made a little progress and earned the marksman achievement. But turns out I wasn't done with the warehouse yet. I still had to take down Speedy. This time with a sniper. Of course, instead of doing that, I went into the chemical plant because why not stall even more? That place is absolutely crawling with spider bots, and trying to survive with just a glick, well, was not easy, but I finally got the circulation unit. That quest took way too fucking long, oh my god. And with that, I fixed the first part of our spaceship. Now look at that. That's what I call progress, people. Before heading to bed, though, I checked the black market for goodies. Only thing I got was a restaurant key, so yeah. Time to head back to Fucktown and knock out some simple quests for Xiaoming, Xavier, and Orange. One of Xiaoming's quests required me to explore the office building's basement for a secret room. Sure enough, there is one, but it needs a JLab certificate. Luckily, I've got one back at base. Another quest sent me to the second floor to retrieve files for the Vector Thruster research log, but I forgot a portable hard drive. I haven't found one yet. What I did find, though, was another JLab certificate, but behind that door is a no-return area. So yeah, for my own mental state, I didn't go in. I had already found 2 keycards and a bunch of important items. I just extracted. Back at base, I earned the Well From All Sides achievement, prepped for the next round of quests, and got hyped to see what's behind that door later. I also swapped my speed totem for Ninja 3, hoping to actually stay undetected for once. But before diving in again, I needed solid gear and supplies, because if I'm struggling on farm, then that lab location is absolutely going to murder me. So back out I went, killed the TF2 demo man, then took down Vita. The achievement didn't pop at first, so hey, you gotta love that, but whatever. I gambled for more totems and swapped my Aegis 3 for the Ninja one, since I was getting detected anyway. This thing sucks. Most of the other totems sucked complete dick, but with the portable hard drive finally in hand, I activated the Southern Beacon, killed Vita again, earning the achievement properly this time, blew up Missile because fuck that guy, stole the data, extracted, and then hit a little victory dance in my room. I don't have a webcam, so you don't see it, but I hit a little victory dance in my room, trust me. Finally, a good raid after hours of pain. That equals me happy, but also me sad, because surprise, surprise, no quest progress. I still have to kill specific bosses, and if they don't spawn, well, I can't fucking kill them. That's not rocket science, is it? Still, even with no bosses, I grabbed a tier 6 armor vest, fixed 2 satellites, and got the black and white monitor for the video game console, and stole another batch of thruster data. Ladies and gentle hands, the word progress was finally leaving my mouth again. Now with my brand new Space Glicky, I was off first taking down a shotgun friend again, but the real highlight, finally clearing out that cursed school and earning the school bully achievement. After that, I checked with the hidden mine for the mine manager, and holy shit, he was actually there. So I killed him without headshotting him to grab his iris data and entered the mining site. Inside, I found, of all things, a portable hard drive. Because yes, apparently I still needed that. Oh, well, at least I got my quest done, which is always music to my ears. My Bitcoin miner finally produced 0.2 bit. It's not worth a single graphics card. What the fuck? Time to think big again. I headed over to the city hall to check for the security captain. Luck was finally on my side. He spawned and I killed him with my STG and could finally scratch that stupid quest off the list. And after I considered checking out the lumber mill for the big 3, that giant red question mark hovering there, not my cup of tea. I've already lost my sanity to that bastard before, so instead, I went to the trader. Sadly, the best my boy had to offer were yogurts and honey. So I checked the mine location again, still trash. Oh wait, never mind. I'll gladly take another graphics card. Anyway, it's time to build a trophy, earning me the all-rounder achievement. And it even unlocked new quests, including including killing Vita again, so fingers crossed he actually spawns this time. Same goes for the senior engineer and the lumbermill goons. Luckily, the lumbermill friends finally spawned and got taken care of, but that engineer, still nowhere to be found. I checked for Vita, nope, not there either, so I extracted. Before the storm hit, I grabbed a few supplies at ground zero and went back to farm to hunt for those storm shard thingy-majigs. That went horribly. Couldn't find a single one of those floaty purple bastards, so I came up with a phenomenal plan. Finally finished those random warehouse missions that suddenly came back because the game felt like giving me more warehouse quests. So I had to snipe down Speedy and his goons, all headshots. Luckily that wasn't too hard, so I could finally scratch those off. Since I was already chilling in the warehouse area, I went looking for protein for Mutt's quest. He needed me to place 3 around ground zero, warehouse and farm. Didn't find jack shit, so back to the bunker I went. Accepted a few new quests, mostly more bounty hunts with specific weapons, and of course still gotta kill that dumbass engineer. But at least I collected enough dog tags to upgrade my warehouse even more. Things were actually going pretty great. Now imagine how perfect it would be if the senior engineer finally decided to show up and say hi. Yeah, guess I'm asking for a little too much. Still, the goat of Duckov doesn't stop. I took down Missile again, killed Vito with the Glick, and even bought the carbonated duck danger game from the trader. Now for some reason I decided to fire at the trader and learned the hard way that he can fire back and kill you. So that pissed me off a little. Luckily I made it back to my body safe and sound. From there I just ran around finishing up the last couple of farm quests I still had, trying to get to the lab as soon as possible. But of course, I'm living hell as usual. The required bosses just refused to spawn. The senior engineer must have fallen into a goddamn coma or something, because I've visited this dumbass place more than 10 times now, and he's nowhere to be found. So since I couldn't find any bosses, I figured I'd channel my gaming rage into something else. Clearing level 5 in Carbonated Danger Duck. Now this game, well, it shouldn't be hard as fuck, but it is hard as fuck, because the color differences are so bad that half the time I couldn't even tell where to hit. So honestly, I gave up. For now, of course. I'll beat level 5 later. After I spent an hour squinting at colored balls like a confused fucking duck. So now I wanted to get my expert career promotion by helping Orange deliver packages again. I've been doing this for a little while now, but this time it's 2 in a row. Finding the packages isn't hard. Traveling across literally the entire map is the real nightmare. The trips were insane. The close calls, endless. Mutt's medicine request got fulfilled though, and then I hit a wall. I needed the Sanatorium room key too. Wait, didn't I register that key? No, of course I didn't. And I looked everywhere, but no luck, so I extracted with only Mutt's quest done. Back at farm without including the courier's quest, because the key will show up eventually, I'll still needed to kill the fly captain with my sniper, who naturally, of course didn't spawn. And instead of him, the bloody arcade machine decided to show up. But after multiple hours of waiting, guess who finally appeared? No, not the pizza fucking delivery man. Who the fuck ordered pizza? No! It's the senior engineer! This is 6 hours! It took 6 fucking hours! Oh. And I gunned him down and finally checked that quest off the that took an eternity. Oh. Completing that quest unlocked a bunch more. I still needed a cannon and must kill the storm creatures with the dragon breath shotgun. So I stocked up on space storm injectors and hoped to finally kill the fly captain first. No, of course. He wasn't fucking there. I took out a few storm creatures with the shotgun until I died, because, well, this shotgun sucks ass. Luckily for me, retrieving it wasn't too bad. Finally, the bastard appeared. I killed his henchman first, then him. Without a headshot! I still have to revisit this place over and over and over and over, because I still have not finished the fucking quest. Someone get me out of this loop! On the bright side, I went to ground zero, grabbed a butcher knife, killed a mercenary, and finally found the potato graphics card blueprint. A quest I've been chasing since the first day I was playing. But it wasn't really a huge priority. Instantly crafting it, completing the quest, finally, a little bit of progress. The night already began to shine, but I was still dedicated to take down that stinky poopy head with a sniper bullet right through his noggin. Pulling these late nights was messing with my brain, because of course, the dumbass arcade machine appeared again and got me. After retrieving my loot, the rest of the run was uneventful, but I did find a cannon, and now finally we can install the thrusters onto the spaceship. So that's cool, because we're coming closer to the end. Though closer doesn't mean close to done. To truly progress, I still need that poopy head to spawn. In the meantime, I marked the supercomputer for Xiaoming and bought the Serpent Force game. Tomorrow shall be another day for greatness though. But for now, Legend Artico, need some rest. Oh boy, does time truly fly. We had to kill the mine manager without headshots, fantastic, and still take down Poopy Head. But of course, they didn't spawn. I was done with that bullshit, so I figured it was time to leave them be for now and get my feathery butt into J-Lab. Passed the point of no return and earned the lab achievement. Dying here would have been the death of Artico. And also the last of my sanity. Close calls and shoot. I even discovered a stairwell, making the map even bigger. These wanderers meant business, and oh boy, they really fucking did. Way stronger than the mercenaries. I struggled enough through J-Lab, dehydrating and hungry, unsure if I'd even make it out alive. I gunned down some crazy knuckleheads, found food, and discovered the respawn beacon. Later, I got a level 2 J-Lab cards and realized I need purple, green, and red keycards for specific doors, probably containing extremely valuable loot. Before extracting, I grabbed the star map thanks to another portable hard drive, then finished up some base quests and installed the navigation system onto our spaceship. Meanwhile, Bitcoin mining was rolling in about 8,000 per 7 hours. I sold all my graphics cards to raise money for a specific key at the trader in Farmtown. So the next goal is to start farming keycards, and then holy shit, is that the Sanatorium room 2 key! I just bought it at the dark market! So, I know I'm reading off a script right now, but that was my genuine reaction. Holy fucking shit, this is a banger! Worst part though, I don't even have it on clip because my dumbass power went out. So you just gotta take my word for it. Then suddenly, yes, the fly dude. And yes, he bled out, so did I. But it doesn't matter because voila, still blew his head off. Maybe I died, but so did he. The quest is finally over. Now all I had to do was get my gear back. Once I did, it was time to kill Vida with the sniper. And who was the lucky duck to find the escape from Tarkov's Duckov's Vida? Me! And who also dies because he completely brain farted and missed his shots? Also me! I grabbed the package from the East Guard room again and waddled my way back to my death. Yep, I waddled into it. You really thought things would finally go smooth? Of course not. Bad things must always happen. Sanity must always be slipping. Anyway, I got my loot back and sprinted like crazy toward the Sanatorium to finally finish that quest. Found another cannon for yet another task, and once I was back at the bunker, I crossed off a bunch more quests. Oh, that felt amazing. But the courier life isn't over yet. Now for Xiaoming, we need to retrieve the defense field generator. So, are we going to retrieve that right now? No, we're not. I really wanted to finish those courier quests first. I delivered the package, but this one made me go to the warehouse area first and then to the chemical plant over in Farmtown. So I head into the warehouse and realized the seller key was never registered. Beautiful, I extracted instantly and went to the lab to quickly headshot 5 wanderers instead. After that, the sniper challenges stacked up. Mad Bomber, Triple Shot Man, and the security captain all required 2 headshots. Yeah, that'll be for later because I'd go insane trying to do it now. Main plan, kill more storm creatures and finally buy that special key from the trader. Oh, and find that damn seller key. I eventually find that sweet seller, but right as I was about to kill the captain, he killed me. My first real death in a long while. But hey, no big deal. The goat Artico got his gear back and went to the trader buying the mysterious key X. This key lets us open up a small cabin up to 10 times in 10 different raids, with crazy loot potential. My first try was already good enough. I found a blue key card which is insanely valuable. Next run I plan to open it up again and kill 2 more storm creatures. Inside the key X room the loot was straight garbage, but at least I finished the storm quest. Then I delivered the package to the seller, then through farm and over to the chemical. And who do I bump into? Our little manager friend. Managed to kill him without headshots, so finally. Extracted with the dumbest grin on my face because that raid was wild. Got my rewards and called it a day. Another day, another insane grind ahead. From the forest path in Ground Zero, I secured a package and headed toward the warehouse area to X down my boy Speedy. Made it to the farm, found a GPU by a scarecrow, massive W, took down the first target for the Golden Sniper quest, the Bomberman from Angry Birds himself, and delivered the package. After extraction, I collected my mission rewards and unlocked our first rare achievement, Expert Courier. Exactly the motivation I needed to keep going. Played some Serpent Force, aka Snake, and had to score 45 points. Once I did, I bought a key case from the black market so I could finally store my keycards and other special keys. Then I headed to Farmtown to check the X store and went down there for the first time through the electric section using my rubber coveralls and found absolutely nothing. It's empty. So I started grinding through a few leftover quests on farm after about 5 raids of fetch quests, and by some miracle finding another X key, which is by the way insane. I finished them all and finally installed a supercomputer. So I went back to Farmtown office again to grab another batch of medicine for Mutt, then headed into the J-Lab to check out the blue keycard room. Inside, I found a colored monitor blueprint, which is huge because now I can actually see what the color balls looks like in that little Peggle-like minigame, instead of just guessing like an idiot. After also finding a quest item, I went to the power control area to, well, turn on the power. That gave me access to the J-Lab B2, but I needed level 2 certificate first, so I pulled a quick cheeky little extract. Then I realized I needed 15 freaking space crystals. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. 15! But hey, at least I earned the 9 Dragon's Coffin achievement for bringing our boy Mutt his final medicine. With my level 2 card ready, I headed back to see if I could steal that defense field generator. I had to go through the power area again, flip the switch back on, and went straight into the red area, where I didn't even need the keycard apparently. Once I grabbed the generator, I realized what was actually behind that locked door. It's one of the final bosses. Yeah, not today. So I tried to head back to the bunker, but wait, never mind. I first had to die, re-gear, and retrieve my loot, and then head back to the bunker. Once I did, I finished the quest and instantly got another one. Back to the same spot again to grab the defense field operation manual. When that one was done, I could finally install the defense field itself. Now all we need is 15 goddamn space crystals and a car battery I'll somehow just pull out of my ass. But before I do that, I wanted to finally beat level 5 in the carbonated duck game since I had a colored screen. It took me a bit, but all that's left now is beating level 6 of the gold mining duck game, and I don't even own that game, so with 4 quests left, I kinda realized I completely forgot about a thing. Fishing. Oh shit, I completely forgot we could fish. Grabbed a rod, slapped some bait on it, and went fishing. Caught a poop ball, so that's a fantastic start. So maybe we should just go to ground zero and fish up these quests instead. And God, please end me. I didn't catch anything I needed. All I need is a brown sardine, but the game basically flipped me off. So I started hitting every single hiding spot in ground zero, digging up all the earthworms I could find. And somehow got 2 brown sardines in a row, so that's great. I already had a few big head goldfishes, but none of the red ones I needed. Went back out, kept fishing, mostly got green porcupines. So yeah, not much to tell. It's just digging, fishing, and praying to the RNG cheeses for the red goldfish. After so many tries, it literally turned daytime. I'll return tomorrow. Right now, it's not day anymore, and I should really continue when it is. And hey, look at that, it's Halloween. They added a little pumpkin, and now instead of fishing, I want to take down the next boss. So I geared up and went through J-Lab again, and prepared to face Roadblock. But first, invisible ducks. And when I killed one, I got the What a Surprise achievement. These things had me fighting like a schizophrenic until they finally took me down, losing not only my life, but also my entry pass into that area. Which means I've only got 1 pass left. If I die, I lose every last thing. So back I went. Being extra patient this time, trying to lure them one by one. I wanted the thermal vision goggles since they let you see invisible ducks. But after an hour of checking the trader in Farmtown, no luck. So screw it, I'll risk it all. No goggles, just my broken level 5 armor and a sci-fi mask. I retrieved my items, went back into the schizophrenic room and blasted those invisible bastards one by one. Always on edge. Once I turned the power on, I sprinted out, climbed back up and went to Zone 9. The boss arena. Now I popped a quick fire resistant, chucked the cola, and went full maniac mode. And it was close. So damn close. But firing like a lunatic off screen, I actually got him! The entry ticket achievement unlocked, and with that, the level 3 J-Lab card was mine. The one and only. That unlocked the final quest to activate the last beacon in the storm area for Jeff. People, we're getting so close to the end and I can already taste that 100% completion. With over 50 hours played, we still need 19 achievements. So let's don't celebrate just yet. Before heading into the final world, I wanted to continue our fishing journey, so I went back to the warehouse area hoping to find a red goldfish. And I actually got one. With a big dumb grin on my face, I extracted, finished up that quest, and instantly wrapped up the 2nd and the 3rd as well. For the 4th and the 5th though, I could only do them halfway. I was missing a red big eye fish and a greenback big head carp, so I went back to the warehouse area, fished some more and caught the red big eye fish instantly. The greenback, however, only spawns at night in the rain, so I finished up the fishing king 5 and waited for the weather to turn. When it finally started raining at night, I went back out and after a few casts, caught the greenback. Now to truly become the king of fishing, I had to catch an Azure galaxius. To get that, you need to use the R6 batteries in Farm Town while it's raining. So once I got there, I first picked up the yellow card, then started fishing, only to realize it wasn't raining. So I quickly extracted, went back and it finally rained, and I got on my second cast. And with that, I earned the King of Fishing achievement. Holy hell! I have fished way too much for that one, but now that we'll never have to touch that rod again, I sold off all my extra fish for some sweet moolah. So what now? Well, it's time to enter the storm area. I stocked up on space storm injectors, packed extra food and water, and of course, bought plenty of ammo. So in trembling fear, I entered ground zero and opened up the door requiring the level 3 card. Inside, the mysterious O key, some junk, and a portal. A portal leading to the storm area. Let's go. Let's do this thing. We get the storm area achievement. And my friend, we fucking die. We immediately die. Turns out we needed something stronger than weak space resistance. And yes, I save scummed. Yeah, go ahead, call me out, but I'm not refighting Roadblock. That took 2.5 fucking hours. I needed a fix. So to actually enter safely with weak injectors, I went back to the cellar in the warehouse area, took the right path and met a street vendor who sold me a storm helmet and a suit. Combining those two with an injector finally gave me enough resistance to survive the phase 2 storm. Thanks to that, I made it to the first beacon and activated it, but the wasteland, absolute hell. The suit's armor was paper thin. I died fast, and since I didn't have a spare suit, I had to buy another one after paying $2,500 to return. I ran for my loot and barely got it back. What followed was pure insanity. I followed through endless waves of monsters, the kind of rage-inducing chaos that makes you question your life choices. Those flying purple bastards hit like trucks. 2 hours later, not 1 ounce of progress. I was losing my fucking mind. Couldn't get my gear, couldn't make any progress. It felt genuinely unhealthy. So I gave up for the day. But today, this living, breathing moment was my time to shine. I recovered my stash and extracted just to finally upgrade my duck. With better armor and 10 extra hit points. I could barely manage to survive the storm monsters. It was still tough, but now at least possible if played smart. Exploring deeper, I finally took down the storm question mark creature, and surprise, it dropped the quest item I needed. Of course, I died after that. Luckily retrieved my loot and die again and finally fucking extracted with it. With that quest done, it was time to hunt down the 4 horsemen. And once that went smooth sailing, our boy Jeff wanted us to kill the horsemen inside their buildings and scout out a high security area once owned by J-Lab. So I went out to fight Gulu since he's got armor with storm resistance. The best part, inside these horsemen boss areas, you can wear any armor you want. So I brought my absolute best and stormed Gulu's base. Except I was wrong. I actually fought Pala. And it was actually not too difficult though. I just had to keep him away from the fire because that healed him. Once I got low, patched myself up and finished him off. Boom! Pala achievement unlocked, motherfuckers. Got his gun and some sick looking armor. Now your boy Artico finally had full storm protection without any stims. I was hyped. Time to head back into the storm and take down the rest of the horsemen. And for a glorious moment, I wasn't dying to every single tickle from those space creatures. But then, well, you can probably guess what happened to Gulu. I didn't even reach him! His henchmen killed me before I could blink! So yeah, sanity is gone. I did get my stuff back eventually, though built up the courage to try again. Walked in and died before I even entered because these 3 dumbass space freaks gunned me down. How in the actual living duck hell am I supposed to fight this? I tried for hours, and I'm gonna admit it to you. I turned the difficulty down 1 notch, because otherwise I may or may not have tied the tightest knot around my neck. So with the low difficulty, things were definitely easier. Not easy, but easier. At least I got my stuff back and dove into another bunker where I faced Billy. This electric menace wasn't easy, but not impossible, since, well, I'm basically playing on baby mode now. Still, Billy achievement unlocked. Grabbed this gear and moved to the other side of the map to finally take down Gulu. Now Gulu wasn't too tough, just a huge fan of the year 1942. So we took him down quick and snagged the Gulu achievement. So why not finish the big four and go for Pulu too? Getting to him took forever. Long hallways, traps, everything. Once I engaged though, I learned the truth. No matter the difficulty, this game will never ever have mercy on ya. Still, I managed to get my gear back, kept pushing, and realized the reason it's such a long walk. Because you have to shoot, fall back, shoot again, fall back again, and repeat you until you inevitably die. Can't say that word. So of course I got my stuff back again. Almost killed all his goons when his last two gunmen shredded me. His last two! So here I go again, trying to get my gear back and annihilate the entire ducking universe full of armored psychopaths. Me, Artico, you, us! We took him down. Pulu achievement unlocked. Grabbed this gear, fought our way through, and extracted. Got out with the biggest grin possible. Jeff was proud, but immediately asked if he could take down Coco, the most powerful being in all of Duckov. So I went to his bunker with my space glicky and the all-reliable MDR. Time to finish this. Inside, I fought the shotgunner, guarding the first level. Then Lorden, and then of course Vita. Once all three switches were flipped, the main gate opened. There he was. Coco. I popped all my stims and started firing like a madman. And then he casually one-shotted me. I want to make an epic scene out of this, but what the fuck? He erased 92 HP instantly! And I'm playing on the second easiest difficulty. Guys, I'm fried. I'm deep fried. Getting my loot back and defeating Coco will be a problem for another day. What am I doing to myself? Well, that other day is for you right now. For me, that was a whole day of suffering at work. Had to redo the entire bunker, grab my gear from Coco's room, and this time, I was built different. He healed twice. Like, back to full HP. And I was sweating bullets. Big time. But if there's one thing we can do on this channel, it's getting things done. So I gunned him down with that space clicky of mine and earned the Coco achievement. We got the air defense system key, meaning all I needed was one more car battery from Xiaoming to trigger our first ending. But don't get too comfortable, we're nowhere near done. This video might be, but oh boy, I'm not. Still tons of side quests, upgrades, and secrets left to finish. After handing over the car battery, we installed the energy system onto our spaceship, unlocking ending 0. And with that came the Survivor achievement. We get a sick-ass cutscene, a spaceship powering up, banger of a song, lift off. Wait, Artico isn't in sight! You dicks! Oh well, revenge will come in the next endings. Mark my words. After the credits, we earned the Escape from Duckov achievement and got sent back to the title screen. And what do you know? Jeff already has another quest. Kill a bunch of bosses using their own weapons. What the fuck? Now there are some specific achievements obtainable in some pretty weird ways. First up, the modular one. We just need a bunch of blue cubes, so I'll be using the cube collector for the rest of my run to make life a little easier. I still need to find that duck miner game, get the last 3 endings, and build a first class cabin for Mutt, which is exactly what we're doing right now. So I grab a portable hard drive and head to the northwest side of the storm area. First, of course, I have to die. Classic. And then get a mission. Well, not the mission I wanted, but instead a massive checklist for a spaceship capacity expansion, like a huge list. Even though I already almost had everything, I was still missing that goddamn blue glue. Turns out it's needed for 2 achievements, one for Mutt and one for the good ending, where we actually escape. So while hunting for that, I'd figured it'd be a good time to take down all the required bosses with their respective guns. But before I could even finish that grind, I managed to complete the Golden Sniper, earning me the Golden Sniper achievement, back at the bunker. After that, I quickly wiped out the last 4 remaining targets, but before getting to the triple shop, man, I stumbled upon some blue glue, finally, and installed the space expander onto our spaceship. That gave us ending numero uno and the moving target achievement. We get the same cutscene, except this time we're flying. But don't worry, the next two endings, they're gonna be even better. After finishing that quest, I also earned the first class achievements. Then I killed off the triple shot man with my M1A, which rewarded me with the MCX Spear, which is a pretty cool gun. I low-key expected another achievement, but sure, I was wrong. So in terms of speaking into this microphone of mine, there's not a lot to it anymore. It's truly just grinding, food, and the entire skill enhancement tree. Yeah, you heard me right. Food, because I still needed to get through a bunch of mud skill upgrades for a specific achievement, and literally the entire standard skill tree, because, well, achievement. So I just kept grinding. Looting, and occasionally, you know, looting. Most of that was done in JLab, since that's where all the specific enhancement items drop. Now, at least I did find the duck mining game while I was there, and meaning I can finish the Game Master achievement whenever I please. But fuck you, I didn't. Or, well, actually, I kind of fucked myself in the ass with that one. I was still chilling on my 100th rate of JLab, trying to get those stupid fucking crystal boosters that don't spawn. And like one guy said on the Steam community page, you're in for a grind toward these last achievements. Man, oh man, getting these dumb JLab specific parts that never drop is draining my entire soul. Not only was I missing a ton of rare items, but also cold cores. So I ended up blasting blue ducks non-stop. Just great. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna tell you something very funny. Cold cores don't drop in JLab, so I have to just hop around. After an eternity, I finally got enough cold cores, but of course, still missing JLab parts. So first, I played the Duck Miner game. Basically, gold miner from your mom's old laptop. You can even buy power-ups between levels, which actually makes it pretty darn fun. Once I mined my way up to level 6 and beat it, I officially became the Game Master, earning the Game Master achievement. This is generally a fun game. Brings me back, dude. It really didn't get much better. Now on to the more exciting bits. Looting. Woohoo! Totally not tedious at all, super fun, definitely not losing my mind. Then I realized I also needed to upgrade the left side of the tree to keep progressing the right one. So even more expenses, I am not even close to my cold course. Oh no! This grind is taking over my life. Why? Time for another can of Red Bull. Now the one actually pretty cool new thing I had was to do a demo challenge, which, well, just made me kill some weird looking yellow duck dudes. Yeah, that's about it. Until Big X King showed up. Actually decently tough, but not tough enough. Getting me the repeating bow, a weapon I need for the firearm Grandmaster. I eventually went back to the cellar, met up with the secret vendor again, and realized I had to take all the stuff with me, but we're not gonna do this right now, because I also realized I still needed around 400 more blue cubes. So, well, more grinding. But first, let's just get two specific endings out of the way. District 9, and escape alive. So I grabbed the air defense system key Coco dropped, went into the storm area, and made my way to the top right of the map and turned the air defense system off. Now I first had to die real quick in front of my extract. Oh, phenomenal. But once retrieved and secured, we waddled toward the next ending. District 9. We get the exact same precise cutscene we saw in the beginning, with the beautiful van taking off without Artico. Skipped the credits, ran like a motherfucker toward the van again, and got the escape alive achievement. With the gang once again taking off, and by the way, the dude on the top is Mutt, not us. After the credits, nothing. So back to the grind it is. After a total of 72 hours inside of Duckov, we finally maxed out all the required stats for the modular achievement. With that one finally done and having bought the MP155 Ultima blueprint from the street vendor, we built it back at base, only to witness I was 1 circulation unit and 1 crystal booster short. Those crimson cores shouldn't be a problem, and they sure weren't. Once I finally got everything, I reached the final upgrades and earned the Firearm Grandmaster achievement. Now I started selling everything, and with everything, I mean absolutely everything, to see how much money we would make. And of course, wait, I just sold my entire warehouse area and inventory to still be a whopping $77,000 short. Oh shit, no. I geared up as cheap as possible. I was hunting for anything remotely valuable, but I found a yellow keycard, and you already knew what time it was. Selling everything but the keycard still left me $29,000 short, but thanks to the yellow, we got the millionaire achievement, which isn't even rare. And neither is the next one. Mutt's 1 hour cardio training finally finished up, giving us our final achievement, cardio training. And that's it. 100% of Escape from Duckov. All these crazy achievements unlocked. All thanks to you for watching through this entire journey and all the others before it. Duckov was an insane, brutal, heartbreaking, rage-inducing looter shooter, but above all, it was extremely fun to make. Writing this script, editing the bits, and beating the game was one hell of a journey for me as well. I want to thank you all so much for the lovely comments and the crazy retention I've been getting on my videos. And I can promise I've got a bunch more great video ideas coming up. And can't wait? Well, don't worry. I am confident there's definitely something sweet waiting inside my 100% ice tray. I mean, just take a quick look and you'll be hooked. But if I don't see you in the next one, well, have a good one nevertheless.